going back to where the beach is near, the beer is dear, there's plenty of women on the crack. Walking
here we are in the final second, the whistle is gone, and Sligo Rovers are the champions.
By the riverside, you can watch the tide as it flows.
No, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Very tight and drives it clean out over the fence. Out in there, he's the corner.
In the bookie shop, I done.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Sligo Grammar School for this week's episode of the Sligo Way podcast. We're in Ross's kitchen again. Joined by Russell Boyle and Ronan Moriarty and a mystery guest sitting in the corner making us laugh.
Yeah, will we say who the mystery guest is here, or will people try and guess, will they?
Yeah, we'll try a few hints as the show goes on.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. How are you doing, lads?
I'm okay now. All good, Edo, yourself?
Very good, very good. Ross, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good.
As you said on the tweet earlier, Marty, we went 3 from 3 for all our teams at the weekend.
Yeah, happy days for everyone.
Yeah.
All three of us are happy men now there Sunday night.
We were. Your game Saturday, Ross, was it?
Yeah.
A real smash and grab, I believe.
Smash and grab. We got out of jail. Didn't deserve it, but my God will take it.
What was the score in yours? Sorry, I didn't pay attention to anything else this weekend on my own.
You're in the zone, all right.
3-1.
Oh, 3-1. Sorry, I read your report yesterday. Right, Wesley McGowan got in with one.
He's back. Yeah, Wes back.
Jesus.
38 years of age. I'm not sure what age he is, but
Good one. Not that old, is he?
no, he's 37. If I was to guess.
It's a big difference. But he's not 38 till he's 30. No, he's not. What? He's not. What was that Twitter argument?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's his matter.
He's 29. He's 28.
Yeah. You double wedded before the weekend.
I double
Rose.
wedding. Yeah, I had 2 weddings. I was up in.
How do you plan your social life now? Do you have what kind of Google Calendar or?
Yeah, I have a secretary. Who actually plans out what I have. But I had a wedding in Cavan on Thursday, wedding in Sligo on Friday, and then I took the weekend off. Things were grim now, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, I actually found Sunday worse than Saturday. Do you know?
Still a bit of alcohol in the system Saturday, perhaps.
Yeah, you were probably all right, still enjoying the weekend. And
Not a good omen for a Monday if you're still bad on the Sunday.
no, but I was fresh Monday morning then.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
have a drink on Sunday, so fresh as a daisy Monday morning.
But the nuptials were very good.
Oh, the nuptials were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, must compliment now the food on both days actually.
Oh,
any highlights?
The Virginia Lodge in Cavan now was a step
I
up.
think it's a Virginia log. Some sort of that was a dessert. Or else it was what came out after the win.
Actually, Edo, what was the name of that podcast they asked you to look into?
Who shat on the floor at my wedding? Yeah. It's not that good.
No, that could have been the Yule log that was good for.
See that? No.
No, I heard about it though. Actually, I seen McKenna.
I listened to the first 2 episodes of it now, and it didn't strike a chord with me. So
I did listen to something there, The Witness or something.
yeah,
Oh,
The
yeah,
Witness,
Joey the Lips, yeah.
Joey the
Ah,
Lips.
Joey Lips.
I have a very funny story
He'd,
about that.
Go ahead.
You know the
Floor
guy
is yours.
Kenny, the fella who's he's going to get out
Dirty
soon.
bastard,
so,
yeah.
Well, he's getting out soon. He only lives up the road, and he's been on day release in Sligo a few times. But the guy who served him in the tuck shop on Monday, I was drinking one on Sunday. Well, not drinking one. I had 1 pint after the game.
Interesting.
He's also the secretary of clergy. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Small world.
Nice
Really,
supporter
really
to get
is.
board.
But anyway, that's a great podcast. Great
It
10
is.
episodes.
Joey Lips, yeah.
Not great for Joey the Lips by any stretch.
He's not as pure as he makes out to be. Lips. Any other recommendations? There's another good one. What was I listening to? 13 Minutes to the Moon.
Right. What's that about?
About the moon landing.
All right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Just for a bit of nerdiness. I
Suppose
listened
we
to
give
that one.
RF a bit of a plug this week. I was actually
Big
I
week
thought-
for him. He did meet off the ball. We're chatting him on yesterday in Castlebar.
Right. I thought he'd be releasing podcast daily now this week, but
He could be nervous.
he could be nervous.
It's a big week for him. He could go global now over the weekend, I think.
I think he's just bracing himself for a big storm, is he?
Yeah. He'll have the brown shoes on.
I'm going to
and
Ballina this Saturday. I'm going to soak myself in the atmosphere.
I'd say there'll be some session up there now if they win.
They won't.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
think they will.
Think they
One
will
thing I
too.
compared to Sligo is I was watching Armageddon the other night.
Right, yeah.
You know the bit where they blow up the thing and people are looking up and the
Steve Buscemi does look like a Mayo supporter.
Like, could you imagine the 2 weeks on the beer after
That'd be crazy.
you thought the world was going to end?
Crazy. Sorry, what?
Like if you thought the world was going to end,
Yeah.
you might be on the beer anyway, but then they blow up the comet. Could you imagine the 2 weeks on the beer after?
After it?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
world celebrating.
Yeah, yeah.
I did went the 2 weeks beforehand where no one gave a shite.
Sorry.
And you're doing a bit of looting as well.
I was going to say, Steve Buscemi looks like a Mayo supporter, but he wasn't in that. It's Con Air he was in. I always get Con Air and Armageddon a bit mixed up.
Shimmy wasn't it? Shimmy wasn't it?
Yeah,
Shimmy
okay,
wasn't
well
it?
then,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I
He was the
stand
one
by
that-
it.
he
You
got
can
the
imagine him in a Mayo jersey.
Got the
for Shemmy.
strippers, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He borrowed 100 grand off a loan check.
Yeah.
Went up. We've gone way off track here.
Steve Buscemi's not really in too many movies these days, is he? He's kind of gone off
He's
the
drinking
boat.
over an early shirt.
Yeah.
Very distinctive laugh here beside me.
Yeah, that's the first
Wonder
clue.
if that's a clue for anyone, yeah.
I was on London.
Yeah, Ealing keeping you well. Yeah, lovely stuff.
Plenty of beans over in London, I heard.
Yes.
Very good.
Get
Very
that
good,
reference.
Mark.
I get
Yeah.
that reference.
We're building here. We're some tease. There'll be some reveal now soon.
Brian Hynes is with us.
I was just going to say, what kind of do we have an intro music
He's
for
home from
him?
London. What you on as your intro music, Hynes? He's sitting in the pod. You're a fan of Seamus Moore, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it you? He was playing in some pub.
We were messaging him on Facebook. Remember they? We did a live
No,
stream.
just a few weeks ago. Did you not send a photo in from London? No. Oh, Ross, sorry.
Sent some other place. Yeah. But Heinz, you were Facebook messaging him one night when he was doing the live stream. Sorry, we'll get you in here. You probably got to do it.
We doesn't do
A few check-in requests and a few hellos there from a few other men.
what we didn't do is the copyright for using his jingle at the start. Of the podcast.
He'd rock up with it, Ethan.
Yeah, we'll be hit with a big bill. But that would be we could get him in then. That'll be our way. Maybe we get him in for a free interview.
I feel you're something else. Are you watching the match in the pub? The Mayo match in the pub, Ross?
I don't know yet. Either in
That's a no.
no. There's a few options on the table. But
I don't know.
Man now, isn't he?
He's a big GA man now. He was in Park Mark on Sunday.
yeah,
Yeah. Wasn't
it was a
happy.
good match. Now I was delighted I went.
He wasn't happy with me.
Yeah. I just said you were the mood was tense. Understandably so.
It's knockout football. It's championship ball.
I was tense the day before myself. After the final whistle in the Ballina match, I went over to my parents and mum said I looked like a ghost. So it does to you, sport.
Those strange things.
It's championship ball, yeah. I don't know. I'd say Tyrone or Shower fucking. They're hard to
whores.
play. Like, cute whores is right.
I fancy anything to do it.
I think this is the game that could miss Killian
I
O'Connor
actually thought, come here, I see there's a replay after extra time now, is there?
for the finals. Yeah.
The final, yeah, because
Yeah.
I actually thought if it was going to penalties that I'd back Tyrone to win on penalties because Mayo have lost all Ireland every other way. That surely they would
Your
lose on
man,
penalties.
Enda from RF, always back penalties, is he?
He does, yeah. But sure, anyway, it's a moot point now, yeah. So
Heinz, what do you think? All Ireland there.
I think a draw could be the value bet.
Right.
Interest in it.
draw half time, draw full time is about 80-1 usually.
Two good
Is it?
defences and two good running teams. It's going to be very interesting.
We do actually have. We may as well.
Right, go on. Yeah.
We start the correspondence early. So Keith Hennessy asked us, have you any objections to Mayo winning? I sense a bit of animosity from Sligo fans to Mayo, or is that wide of the mark?
They're just hard to stand at times, aren't they?
They are, yeah. It's very
Like,
England fan-like.
yeah, just looing at you for no reason.
I think I've met a little bit
You
since
can't be
actually-
offended by Lewin.
Huh?
You can't be offended by Lewin.
You can when it's agricultural big roasters looing at you. Like you can, especially when they take it so serious and like you could give it or take it yourself. Like,
I must say I've met a little bit to them since we had RF on and I started listening to his podcast.
I don't really want them to win for. There's another reason is because it'll end the crack with them and the suspense.
true.
And will they? Won't they?
We've talked to a lot of men about this. Owen Colgan, we asked him for his thoughts on it. What did he say would happen if they won it?
He said there'd be people 69 in the
Old
streets of
people
Swinford.
69 and on the streets. That's the benchmark, isn't it?
So Monday in Swinford with people 69 outside Blue Thunder.
Well, that's the alleyway that French toast was founded. You're the one.
Do you reckon there's an animosity from Sligo people? I don't
No,
think
there's no
there is.
animosity
No.
really. Just
I'd hate to see Roscommon ever win in All Ireland. I hate seeing them do
the
it.
Rassies.
Fucking hate them. Hate them.
They've nothing really going on.
No, except for Chef Kebab, obviously.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And the Red Parrot, obviously.
Yeah, it's not a great spot either. I called into it there a few weeks back. It's dodgy enough. It's not as remembered.
Right.
So that was a question on that, yeah. Look,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the game anyways. We go into our questions, so
Yeah,
we'll come back with them.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Hello, my name is Mr. Burns. I believe you have a letter for me.
Okay, Mr. Burns. What's your first name?
I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, lads, a lot of questions in this week.
yeah.
I'll let you start there. I've been distracted by a WhatsApp here, sorry.
Right, sure. The first one's actually for you, Edo. Seems you're distracted. Have Kildare peaked too soon in this year's championship, or are they now favourites to take down the reigning champs after their romp over Mary's?
Who sent that in?
That was Colin Walsh.
Oh, Colin Walsh from St Mary's. No, I didn't say we picked too soon because sure we lost to Callery in the first round. Anything could happen, and then Mary's went and trounced Callery.
It's a mad group.
And we bet Mary's, yeah. And
I know we
Callery
talk about it better in the GA, but it's a mad
So,
group.
no.
What do you think, Hynes?
Definitely not the favourites. Tour de Strand are by far the favourites, and Mary's could go through yet themselves. Tubber, Fairweather and Curry are everyone's dark horses. So
And Callery.
Callery as well.
It's a great
I would say 6 or 7 favourites at this point. I would, seriously, I'm not lying. No politician is shy. I've only 2 points.
I did have to be clear favourites now to win it.
Who's that? Tour de Strand?
Clara after Trouncing Mary's like that.
Yeah.
I can't see any other result in the championship.
Callery on 3 points. It's in Callery's hands.
Callery still in with a shout now.
Yeah. No. Tour de Strand are the favourites, Colin, I would say, for the 6 in a row.
Okay, bit of a different question here now.
The suck for 6.
From Shady McGee. With photos of Leo Varadkar appearing at a music festival in England, name the Sligo politician you'd most like to go to a music festival with and share a tent with. Must give
5 seconds.
must give
to change my answer and say it was a share tent.
must give 3 reasons as to why you're choosing said politician. Regards, Shady McGee.
Well, I had my answer picked out there to the share a tent comment come in.
You wouldn't share a tent with Gino anyways.
No. I was thinking of a relation of his, TMS, Tom.
I want to tell you one thing about TMS.
Yeah.
The fucking tan on him. I've seen him coming home from the beach 3 days now, Ross Point. He's been out strolling with the wife. He's in great nick and good colour.
Jesus, great to hear.
Good to hear, yeah.
But Tom McSherry's not a politician anymore. We can't he's not counted.
He's a councillor.
Well, is he still?
He's a councillor, yeah.
I was going to say, 'cause
TMS.
he'd look out for you and reminded me of a story back in my AIB days.
Yeah.
So I'll recite quickly. So we were tag rugby finals. This is back in the very early days. We would have been in the early 20s. And we'd the finals nights, house party back at my house. Tom McSherry was back in the house with a few others. And Ado took him into the corner at one stage and told him I had a crippling drug addiction. And everything was great at the moment, that I was on the straight and narrow and he's doing so good. And look at him, he's doing great and all this. And Tom was like, okay, I'll check in with him. This is probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. And I didn't know the story at all. So I'm working in the bank up at the counter. I see Tom McSherry coming up toward the queue and kept making over the top eye contact with me. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Because I knew Tom was in the house on the Friday night, so it could have been everything. So he slides his head in between the glass division, pretty much on top, and he goes, hey Ross, are you still clean? Hope everything's going good. And I was like, what the fuck? So then anyways, Ado told me, he goes, oh yeah.
He got a few more prank phone calls as well.
Yeah, so then they used to ring him from time to time.
Hey Tom, it's Ross. From the bank. You fancy coming out tonight?
Yeah,
I'm babysitting tonight, Ross.
But it was nice. He was genuinely invested in. So I think he'd have your back over at Glastonbury or something. But yeah,
that's a good reason to share a tent with him. Yeah.
Who would you go to?
I don't know.
It'd be hard not to bring the Mac attack, wouldn't it?
It would be hard to pretend like it's very hard to look beyond McSherry. He's a well-known socialite.
Top man, yeah. Top man. I'm trying to get any
I'd say he'd go the distance over a big weekend, couple of days. Yeah,
there's no doubt
wouldn't
about that.
fade.
Oh, definitely. I'd say he'd last longer.
He'd probably get better as it goes on, even, I'd say.
And even I imagine for the Saturday he'd have some wacky outfit. Some sort of a string vest or a mankini type thing.
Yeah, you've definitely answered that question anyway, with reasons as well. So.
Hynes, any local politician that you'd like to go to Glastonbury with?
Tom Fox from Galway.
Your man Baker in Riverstown.
The local man, Tom.
Right, on we go. Dylan Monan's in with a question. With all the debate about whether people want Kenny in or Kenny out, what Sligo town character will be best equipped for the job? It must be the Ireland job, I assume. Keego?
The gaffer. Yeah, he's a good experience handling a run of bad results.
Turning things around.
A motivator, Keego. That was his best
he was,
job.
big time, yeah. Yeah, plonker is all he'd shout at us.
Mickey Deneen, a big good shirt?
Mickey, yeah. Best
proper character.
Best manager ever played under at football. Unbelievable scenes. I used to love him.
Great team, that. It was a great team.
Dickie Benson. Mickey Deneen.
Any Irish managers?
Any Irish managers?
Yeah, Mickey be fucking good now.
No, Hynesy, Irish managers in the local scene.
Well, after playing under Kego for 3 years now, it's hard to go beyond it. But I suppose McPartland there, if you're across Corden.
Stock is high in McPartland this week. Invest.
Yeah, I'm interested. Look, I won't deny it. I'm not happy. I've fucking the whole Kenny thing's annoying me though. It's one extreme and the other, isn't it? It's
You're
non-stop.
enjoying it because it's so divisive.
It's non-stop.
It is, you're right, though. It's either one extreme or the other.
George Hampton, the last few seconds, like, this is unbearable. Yeah. We're 1-1 against Serbia and we're bottom of the table. Like, it wasn't that much on the line, George.
Yeah, considering what George Hamilton would have commentated on in his time.
Yeah, exactly,
To think that was unbearable. Now, I did enjoy the game last night, I must say, but yeah, no, it's one extreme or the other.
Stephen Kelly called the goal fantastic.
Funny, actually, when
For fuck's sake.
I should have stopped commentating on them games, though, for fuck's sake. Betty, what was your man's name?
It was kind of. Do you remember when Gary Clancy kicked the fella up the arse and gave the penalty away? Do you remember the story, do you? I saw a Serbian defender talking to the goalkeeper. That's what it reminded me of.
Right. Stephen Hone asked, could you give... Now, Hynes, you'll have to jump in on this one for our friend from the grammar there now. Could you please give your definitive ranking of Summerhill Teachers as characters, either a top 5 or top 10? So I suppose we could probably come up with top 5 between us.
Well, I'm going to go in. I'm going to throw a wild herring in first. Is that the word? I'm going to throw a few sub-teachers in before you go into the real guide. Yeah. There's a few characters here now. Do you remember Mr. Scully?
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah, great man. He was a great man.
He was.
He ended up teaching us for leaving cert because Duggan went off and got the job as Dean of Discipline or whatever that meant.
Dean of Discipline.
Yeah.
I fucking knew about that. I did.
He was an unbelievable geography teacher.
Was he?
Unbelievable, yeah.
He wasn't a great sub-teacher.
He liked the horses as well.
That's why you fucking like
him. I do have a good story.
Did he make his own cheese?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Out in Clooney there. My father went in for the leaving cert, the parent-teacher meeting.
Yeah.
So he sat down and he says, how are you doing, Ronan's father, whatever. He goes, Ronan, he's a great character. He goes, if he knew as much about geography as he did about horse racing, he'd get an A1. And Dad was like, half laughing, half going, what? I was 16 at the time.
There was a guy as well, he came in for Brian Kern one day. He was a Donegal.
Mr. McCool, was it?
Mr. McCool. Mr. McCool says drugs aren't cool.
I think I met him out 4 nights on occasion after like a night out.
I think he had a leather jacket on him as well. Trying to think of a few more. There was a few good ones.
Subs?
Yeah.
Do you remember Judy, English Judy?
No.
Taught French, I think. She was good old character now as well. She's been there for about a year, I'd say.
There was a sub-French teacher, Celine. I remember me and Kieran Stafford put out her class and had to go over to Anne Highland to get an apology note written in French. But of course, we didn't know the French to write it, so she had to write it out for us. Back over then. Je suis.
Nice, Ross.
Parlez-vous français? Oui.
Throw one out there, Maggie Dowd there.
One of the
Other
greats.
classes were a great old crack now.
For business, like.
And Matt, son. Yeah, there's a few characters up there now, I'd say. Declan Brennan has to get a shout now. I know he's an avid listener of the podcast, but Dec would have a shout now. It was actually, I told you about the party I was at there, of one of the Summerhill teachers now. A few more characters brought into the mix as well, so I wouldn't know anything about the current ones, but we definitely had a few previous ones.
Phelan, Doherty, and mainly since I got out of Summerhill from a few days in the Village Inn.
Yeah, enjoys it.
Changing the page on his book when he went to the toilet or bar every time. An old cracker. He'd sit down and read.
He didn't like that.
Rasher sandwich. Nearly.
Curran there was always
Mr. Curran, yeah.
He was a lovely man, but there was times his class was a zoo. The stuff that went on, it was outrageous. One day, someone let go a stink bomb in the class, and like not from their arse, and actually they bought a stink bomb. And it was the worst. It was the worst thing ever. But all hell broke loose. Oh, this was the only time I'd ever smelled a stink bomb, but it was the worst thing ever. Well, I'd say so. What was in them?
They're horrible.
All hell broke loose. I think someone jumped out the window. You remember where his room was? Like, oh man, Jesus Christ, it was some crack. Like a good time for a few home economic teachers as well for various reasons.
You enjoyed the home ec?
I did. 3 good years there. Yeah, Tommy McManus, of course, then, when you're talking of the hero status.
Asti was a great character.
Asti was as well, yeah. Very good time for Father Crying as well.
Father Crying, top man, yeah.
Even though he threw me out primary most demerits and detentions. I do see him walking a lot these days, listen, with the earphones in. I wonder if he listens to us. Or else just some hymns or something.
An Hallelujah remix.
Lovely chalice work.
Most of them were good characters, though.
There was,
There's a couple I didn't like now, but like most of them were good characters.
Yeah, there's one especially I didn't like that I shouted at last week, actually. I'll tell you off mic about that.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, we can't. Yeah, I
give
would
a top 5. Oh, it's hard to give a top 5. Top 5, it's hard. See, then you've John Moore and Leo Hegarty. There's no way you can rank men there.
Yeah, he was good crack, yeah.
Emmanuel McCormack threw a bag down the metal stair.
That's right. Yeah.
He stood on. He stood on. Was it AJ Hardy's Tamagotchi started crying and he went to feed him during class and what the fuck is that? And he stood in it or something.
Jeez, that's hard to laugh at.
Imagine him feeding his Tamagotchi in second year. It was because he was crying because it wasn't fed. Oh, need to do the Summerhill podcast, lads.
Yeah, we need to do this. We actually will have to get working.
There's so much fun.
There's so much you can talk about. You end up talking.
Shout out to AJ as well. In tremendous shape at the moment.
He started drinking, actually, isn't he?
He has, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to give a top 5 now. We'll do the Summerhill podcast, lads. We'll do the Summerhill podcast.
Jump into another one.
Michael Murphy, number 1. Right, go on, next question.
Yeah, so this is from Caelan O'Hare.
Fucking hell.
Caelan over in Sydney. He said, we're in the 11th week of lockdown here, and I've been watching the new Untold documentaries on Netflix to pass the time. The question is for the boys, which Sligo sporting occasion or person would you want to see have its own documentary?
Is he trying to say who'd be the Caitlyn Jenner, or what's his name?
Well, I think, there's the Caitlyn Jenner of Sligo. Strong, powerful athlete. No. Anyways, a character.
There is a Caitlyn Jenner
occasion.
Untold, isn't there? What are the Untolds about? Sorry.
Just
what's the Caitlyn Jenner Untold about?
Just her, more about her decathlon, and then about 5 minutes of her transition at the end. But Bruce Jenner was a hell of an athlete, once in a generation.
Hell of a guy.
Hell of a guy.
Huh?
He got the gold. The decathlon. He had a big feud with some Russian fella, and he fucking won the record. Got the
now
gold.
He's married to him.
Yeah. But yeah, the Untold. I think it's just outrageous sporting stories.
All right. So who be
characters? Something big.
Who's it? Why the stories?
You could do. Jesus, you could follow a lot of people around town with documentaries now.
So you just mean sorry,
it's a half an hour episode just into some incident.
Okay. I thought it was about someone who'd been on the world stage and
no, but it's just an obscure sporting story highlighted.
Interesting.
Any of them Sligo games away would be a good half an hour documentary, I think. Any visit to Roscommon
with one of those timeline type things where it goes forward then goes backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, we've said it before actually. The Sligo clapping.
Yeah.
We'd want a half an hour.
That'd be.
I've been trying for years.
Still unbelievable. Yeah, they won't give us the footage.
I've been trying to get the footage off RTE.
Bastards.
They're not giving it back to us, blaming the COVID. But I've been tweeting people that were there, and they're willing to come and have a chat and a few other bits and pieces. But
you need footage.
Need the footage. Once we get the footage, the rest will fall into place.
It has to be there.
But they have it clearly.
Yeah, they have. Who are we on to? Dustin's agents.
Oh, it was People in Need or something, was it?
Telethon, yeah. People in Need,
yeah. Well, look, that's going to happen at some stage. I will get that footage. What's your man, Killian, too? You know that guy on Twitter?
The guy on Twitter, he does the YouTube.
Yeah,
he's on the
I was chatting to him, and he was saying, he's like, look, this stuff comes up. It will come up eventually. He's keeping an eye out for
Someone has tapes with Netflix.
He's a very good Twitter account, actually.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. If anyone has the tapes of the clappers, please.
Someone must have recorded around Sligo, too.
Today, well, I think you recorded it.
We put the VHS, but that's fine. You could convert it to DVD,
Because I suppose you could have half an hour off the day Dykesy broke the window of Hargan's with a volley in O'Connell Street. You get half an hour of that.
Do you remember the day we brought him up to Markovich? Remember was it Harry that went on the pitch that day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Harry was on the pitch.
No, that was Roscommon.
Was it?
Did we go to extra time, did it?
No, was that game up in the park? Did they beat Down?
The day Harry went in the pitch was against either Westmeath or Down in the qualifier. Because I remember Harry went down with the ball and put out the bar and physically off the pitch, you fuck cunt.
Game of darts would have got a half an hour documentary
Jesus.
on itself.
Few. What was the worst? Sorry, the game of darts was, or doesn't know.
Explain it, Adrian.
You just threw just standard 3 hours at the at the board. Could be as many people as you want in the game.
Yeah.
But the bottom two with the lowest scores after 3 rounds, was it?
3 lives. You 3 lives.
3 lives. So at the bottom two who lost their lives played a playoff.
1-on-1.
Now that was tense.
Fuck. Oh, I'd never seen tension like anything else. No, the dare was.
And then a dare was pre-decided.
So you knew what the dare was going into the final. And
they weren't very. They weren't that well thought through. It was mostly about nudity.
Yeah.
A few men went across that Indian.
The sister.
Big beep. Stafford went through into the India and not a stitch on him.
And the Sligo selector was there one day when a man went across that he was meant to be training that night.
Who?
The young horn with the cross.
Are you serious?
Like John Kane sitting in the restaurant.
Or went in the back.
Done a tumble.
What did we?
The Sizzler was called.
Oh, was it a pass into McDonald's and the boxers?
Yeah, Gilroy,
Just out of the
R.I.P.
gym.
Fucking in the quiet zone. Remember? No, you know the sidewalk down by the glass house.
Oh yeah, the jumping
And there's
jacks.
people eating at the restaurant. Harry went down and a stitch on him and started doing jumping jacks the restaurant window. But this could be 5:30 on a Monday.
The police were onto us though because they must have had some sort of a geographical map. There was a string of incidents all within the circumference of the ship.
Ship in. The cops right down to the ship over it. With the game of darts.
That was, I think that's the answer to the documentary. So.
Right.
It was the Ross's Point runner.
Right, Edo, there was a question
Jesus.
it kind of came into both of us, but you'd be better at answering this than me. A team with the best Sligo club players that never played senior inter-county championship.
Yeah, it's a good question, wasn't it?
Can be over the last 20 years. Now, we've had a few suggestions in. Stephen Hone said Mark Butler and Paul Logan. Colin Walsh was back with Michael Brescia got called up. At that time, he scored that point.
Why did he tag Tacton or Mally McGowan in that, sorry?
I don't know. Malachy's from Grange, I thought. Yeah.
So he's Michael Breen, he tagged Mally McGowan. Very
Ferguson was
strange.
in for shout for Niall Walsh.
Squelchy was brilliant. I showed it maybe.
One here I can't see as well. Any other additions? Now there was.
Keane McNamara wrote that and I can't see it.
I can't see that
I'll
one
find
either,
it now who he suggested.
So Shane Dunn, you suggested Shane Dunn.
Shane,
Kevin
just
Gallagher.
thinking of Tour, I was trying to think of Tour de Strand, so you've Shane Dunn who won 10 championships. So surely he was up, with Tour de Strand, yeah, so surely he was up to something good. Then you
Kevin Gallagher?
James Leonard, Kevin Gallagher from Harps, definitely, yeah. An absolute nuisance to Merck.
James Leonard.
Tour de Strand as well, a lot of championships been the captain last few years.
Of course, the Tubbercurry tornado, Philip O'Malley.
Philip O'Malley, yeah, playing lovely ball, so, well,
Hynes, you anything
he was playing, plucking the glass house today when I was in there working.
Brian Hynes could be an addition.
I can see myself, yeah. Just a few.
Great players around.
Barry O'Mahony, I suppose, has played well for a few years.
Did he not play last year?
Never played senior championship.
Oh,
There's loads. I know Kieran Kilgullins, there's a few of the boys from Castle Connor, and yeah, Castle Connor were always a tricky team to play in the championship back when they were senior. So, Kevin Langan, Niall Judge, John Tuffy, Paul Kilcullen, Tap, yeah. Some good players there as well. I'm trying to think through club, okay? It's a good question.
But even Corey there, like when we came up mid, he was hard to handle in a club game.
Yeah.
So Benny played inter-county for New York and London in the end. So.
Well, he's out. He's gone.
Well, it does say Sligo. Yeah, it does say Sligo.
Let me think, okay. If you go to Grange, first, Johnny Kelly was always a nuisance, cornerback. Very good player. I don't think he played championship. Maybe he did play championship,
I
actually.
thought he might have as well, yeah.
Did he? He did.
He was in and around it, I thought.
No, I know he was, but then he's injured. Did he play against Derry? Oh, sorry. I'll take that back if he did, but I still, my kudos to his good player. Heading down from Grange, heading down into Drumcliff.
It could be a while.
That's an
I
awful
can
fucking
think of someone from, like, have you got anybody from, like, Clunacool or someone? Like, someone that was...
No.
Hughie Marin.
Hughie Marin, maybe. But,
like,
I'm on the spot here, but no,
Random club. St. Pat's. Anybody out there, no?
Simon Coulter. There is definitely, yeah. I just didn't fucking think.
Did your man James Clark ever play for County?
Did he play championship? Like, poor Clark played league, but then I don't think he played championship. But then he went up and shot the lights out in Dublin club championship. He's back playing Pats now. So there you go, Fernandes. I don't know. I'm trying to think of names now. He's the Sea Blues. Oh, Jesus.
Mark Gordon.
Gordo, yeah. John Paul Lang or John Paul Jippy Carden.
Yeah. It's a good question.
It is a good question. It gets you thinking, doesn't it? Okay, one more. Shout out one more club there. Any of Mary's actually didn't play a championship.
There must be a few of them, yeah. You're pretty...
Trying to think.
James Burns.
Where is he? Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it?
We're going to have to go back to that one in depth. I think that's
You
it.
can make a team out of people, maybe.
Oh, you would, but there'd be people annoyed, Ross.
Oh, sure.
There'll
People
be.
are annoyed no matter
We
what.
definitely
It's-
forgot a few people.
Oh, I have, yeah, 100%. Like, there's definitely more with harps as well. They were always in around it for 20 years. The Bunnies.
Bunnies, yeah.
We could just name clubs out, couldn't we? Ballymote.
Right, I think that's about it.
That's it for the correspondence, is it? Or
Yeah,
anything
that's it
else?
in correspondence, I think, yeah.
Sure.
Thanks for them now. Good questions.
Yeah.
We need questions like that every week.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We come back to the GA. So
Chance here for Jesse Sloan. Can he score? Yes! Sligo!
ready to go. Okay, it's a busy weekend in the club championships, lads, in Sligo. Senior, intermediate, and junior all back on. Hynes, you're back in the parish for a while, so you have the interest of it here. You'll be here for the running for the finals. Go through the results quickly. In Group 1, the senior, Summerhill 221, St Mary's 11 points, and Colliery 12, Tubber 12. Start with Saturday night. For you two Colliery men, a draw.
Yeah, probably game could have went either way, I would have thought. I think both of them will actually be disappointed leaving. Yeah, it was a bit of a dog in one, Hynes, wasn't it?
Yeah, call really good last 10 minutes,
Yeah,
I suppose, and then Tubber thought they probably were on the homeward stretch, but Colley bounced back well. So I said draw was probably fair.
Probably was fair results, yeah.
Both missed a lot, I thought, and could have went either way.
It leaves you in your destiny in your own hands.
It does, yeah.
Caught Curry in the last
It's
game.
a mad group, actually.
It's a bit
I know
crazy,
you
yeah.
can't really talk that much, but like it's a mental
Oh, I talk loads. I talk every week in the podcast. Sure.
Well, anyway, so we've got Kerry sitting on 4.
Any sideline podcast like, yeah, put that in the podcast, McPartland. You get any of that yet?
Once during a league game.
Did you?
Yeah. In Shamrock Gales. Put what in the podcast? Put what? Put.
Your father managed that a couple of years ago too.
It wasn't even bad. I was like, I'll talk about that in the podcast. I was like, what, that I'm at a game? A wee bit Mary's, yeah. But there's only a point in that half time. We got a serious run the third quarter. So, but it doesn't change anything. And you might think I'm talking shite. But we're only on 2 points. And so are Mary's. And Tubber on 1 already. And they're bottom. And Colliery on 3, Curry on 4. So anyone can
You'd
go
want
through
5
that.
to get out of it by the looks of things.
You'd have to get over, yeah, over 4.
In fairness, the one thing I would say about that one, it's done a lot for your scoring difference.
Has, but Curry are the team who everyone's talking about with their forwards and stuff. So,
What do you think, Heinzie?
Curry are the boys.
Who's going to come out of that group? So you've Kerry, Colliery, Clara, St Mary's, and Tubber. All 5 can go through.
I think we'd have to go Caller and Clara. Obviously, a bit of a favouritism there for the home club.
And your good friends,
Team
as well.
I think Caller would be happy enough to
Well, just go into the last game, just have to win.
be in with a shout in the last game because it's a tough group in fairness for every team.
They're a good championship team anyway. They have been the last few years
Yeah.
pulling out a result.
Yeah.
So.
It's because I said I was chatting to people last night, and it actually us winning doesn't change a hoop pile either. We just had
Well, you couldn't lose.
the draw. No, we couldn't, but it's still only 2 points. The draw kind of messes it up a wee bit on Saturday, and it makes it a little bit more complicated. Because
Yeah, funny. I actually thought that was a good result for you at first, but it probably actually isn't.
I don't know. Well, it puts everyone on the board. So no, it'll come down to the last few seconds, the last hop of a ball
Are the
in
games
2 weeks'
played
time.
at the same time at the two last
Yeah. I think it's Colliery, Curry, and us and Tubber.
So there could be no playing out for a draw or anything like that. Or
I tell you a funny story. I know I can't actually tell that story, but it's not coming back. There's a relegation game a good few years back where there was a bit of tomfoolery going on. Group 2 in the senior. Tordestrand 16 points. Drumcliff 2-6. I think they pulled away late with 4 late scores, but
Yeah, it was tight.
Drumcliff are always put up the Tordestrand more than anyone else, anyways. I think. And Giva 115, Killarney 116. Giva is awful unlucky. Lost 2 games, but only by a point. Like there would be people predicting them going down, but they're going to catch someone.
I did say that. I said that my first week of
Did you?
predictions.
They're definitely going to catch someone. They are. There's no doubt about that.
Killarney were 8 points up there with 8 minutes to go, and
Giva rolled off a
made a run
bit.
at them then.
Yeah, they'll catch someone. So that leaves Torstrand are through already, and they'll top the group. 6 points in 3 games, and then it's a lottery. Shamrock Gales, Drumcliff, and Killarney are all on 2.
The results between them will probably be the
Yeah, but Shamrock Gales have given Killarney a nice beating.
So points difference is big for them.
Who? Why?
There is no points for 8 out in the Happy Landing anyway. A fine spot.
Just said they got beat by Shamrock Haynes, like. But look, they got the 2 points on the board at the weekend, so I'll be happy in Alpaca Park this week. As it's been renamed, I believe. Yeah.
That was a nice touch on that ref request.
We'll go intermediate before you get in trouble. Right. Intermediate Group 1. Results. Enniscrone, Kilglash, 4-17, Torlestrand 2-7. That kind of went, I think they were supposed to go to Enniscrone on 4 at the minute. Torlestrand B team on Zilch 0 after 3 games, and Harp beaten again, 2-8 to 16 points against Farnans.
They could be in relegation playoff, yeah.
They probably will slip into it, yeah. They have 2 points in 3 games.
Madness for people of our vintage.
Yeah.
Growing up watching them in county sides all the time.
The toughest team, weren't they, Heinze?
Yeah, 1 year. They won an intermediate as well.
They I was looking back on this because I don't know what I was going to check. They lost a in 2003 and 2005. They were in the intermediate finals.
Yeah,
and
did Corey beat them in the finals though?
No, they beat us in the semi-final.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's what kind of teams did they have back then to be in senior and intermediate finals in the same year?
And Standard was good back then too.
Unreal, yeah. Fuck, unreal. Like that's you lose players during the year because they play seniors, they can't play intermediate. But they must have. But they mightn't go in relegation zone yet. But the Farnans, but them Farnans are going quite well actually. Because did you fart there? No, just a question, just a query. Who did I ask? Who farted? No one knows. Big shock of the weekend. St John's 2-10, Ballymote 1-9 in the Group 2 of the intermediate.
That's after a listener was writing off St John's the last day we were here as well.
Who was that? Yeah. Who was
you
that
said they might
again?
get out of that group yet, and you were vindicated.
And yeah, did I say that?
You did, yeah.
Wow. They could now. Castleconnor 5, Eastgate 1-11. Eastgate are going well as well. They're through already. And then it's between John's, Ballymote, and the Bunnies who goes through in that. John's, shock because Ballymote were going well. But what is going well? I think every game is just different. Like you look at the other group, there is no going well.
Sport.
Sport. It's a motherfucker. Junior A. I sampled a bit of this at the weekend. I sampled Group 2. We'll go to Group A first. Malach 17-13. St Pat's 2-12. Tight one. Pats are through. And Clunacool 1-4. St Michael's 4-10. Not good for the boys from Clunacool area. They're out. They could head towards a relegation battle to go to Junior B.
They'll be back now in Chapel, though. That's the only.
The only
plus. I can see anyway.
It's big for the chat. So it's that Chapel is still in assistance, is it?
No, but a few of the Rovers transferred to United. There's a few from the Clunacool side I know to play with United anyway. So Rovers were on the other side.
Again, we're going to be talking about Chapel, right?
The documentary could have.
Like Chapel, like Clunacool and Bundaden aren't that close, like so.
No.
There's teams in between that could have played for it. Real Tubber, for example.
Yeah, but I suppose the lure of the United Rovers derby is probably too much.
Just the name, and as well, once you get the Chapel tattoo, I suppose it's easier edited. Group B in the junior, Shamrock Hills second team 4-20, Killarney, Mullabrina 1-8, and I was at this game actually. St Mary's 2-10, Ormoc Hills 2-12. That was a good game.
They put it up to them in St Mary's.
Yeah, some good players playing for Mary's, who you would think could have played Sunday as well. To be honest,
Big Gary O'Hare wasn't playing, was he?
No, just chatting shite around people around this garden. Really, he was.
Who are we calling favourites for Junior A now? St Pat's.
Pats, I think. Although Michael's a big score there, I'm going to say Pats. Yeah, Pats are the boys there. The boys, the Fiddler's Elbow will be open and won't be closed for a week if they do the business. Anything else? It's all exciting stuff now. The
So there's a
championship
week
track.
off now, I suppose.
Week off, and then there's 2 weeks in a row.
We've already discussed the final, but I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Right.
Call the final result on Sunday. Saturday.
I don't believe it is. I think it's going to be tight, low scoring. Tyrone 15 points, Mayo 13.
Ross?
I just want to say Mayo win. That's it.
Give us a feel for the scoreline.
Just figure the scoreline. 1-14 to 2-16.
Right.
Heinze?
I'm going to go a draw. 116 to 116.
Jesus.
And I'm going to go for 113 Mayo, 11 Tyrone.
5.1. I think this is going to be the game that they might miss Killian O'Connor.
Yeah, I suppose you forget he's not playing. It's Oisin Mullen back, yeah?
Supposedly, yeah. I think it's nearly impossible to call.
It probably is, yeah. I think they might I just think they'll do it.
But I'll rejoice if
Buck broke the jaw is hardly going to be fit, is he? Is there talk?
No, I think
was there talk though, was there?
He came back on the Tuesday
on the bike,
after on the bike.
Like, yeah.
Jeez, they're mental.
I would
put the big face mask.
I'd love to see just what's going to happen if they win. Like,
yeah. You want to cast
Swinford Monday.
I've
Would there be a bus?
training
Would there be
son.
a taxi up to Mayo if they won it?
Could do. If a man will pay for it.
What time do you go to though?
Huh?
Like,
Well, that's it. You know what? I was driving home the other day and I was thinking, Sligo was no towns like Tubbercurry and Ballymount. Maybe you call a town, okay? You know. But Mayo was just full of big towns. Like,
Mayo's got an incredible amount of middle of the road towns.
Like Ballinrobe's a big spot.
Westport surely be sensational.
Westport, Castlebar, Swinford,
Ballyhonus.
Newport's not that small.
Ballyhonus.
What did you say?
If
Belmullet, yeah.
If New Year's Eve in Belmullet was anything to go by.
Swinford, Foxford, Ballina,
Charlestown,
Bonnyconlin, Crossmalina.
What do they do for
I'm getting fucking horny here. Up Mayo!
We'll leave it at that.
Right, back with soccer. So. Ronan, all go on the football scene.
All go, yeah. 2 games played since we last played, since we were last chatting. Everything seems to be going well so far. I know for ourselves we're 2 wins out of 2, so we're quite happy.
It was Justin, yourselves and the underdogs from Carberry there, 2 from 2.
the underdogs from Carberry are 2 from 2 as well. Yeah, they did a big win out in Manor on Sunday morning. 9 against 10 ended up, 9 for Carberry.
Seen
10
that.
for Manor, yeah.
Penalty decided it.
Yeah, good penalty from Yarn. Shank nearly got to it actually. He was supposed to pull off a few great saves according to the Carberry lads. I took in a couple of games the weekend. I went over for a look at St John's and Enniscrone on Saturday. St John's look strong now in the Premier League, I must say.
Did they?
They won 6-1 and it could have been a lot more now. They fairly pulled up in the second half. Then I took in Colry and Glenview on Sunday morning before our game.
Right.
Colry actually looked strong. There'll be good battle in that league.
Griffin playing for Colry.
Griffin was playing, yeah. The Gaelic lads were playing. Aaron Flynn scored a hat-trick. Corey looked strong as well.
Was the bouncer playing for Glenview?
No, he wasn't dogged actually. And I was chatting to him Saturday night and I thought he'd be there. Yeah, Glenview be disappointed now. I think they were targeting that game, but Colry were impressive now, so they were.
What kind of kit had Glenview on?
Glenview had the yellow kit on, I think.
Good to play with anything because these days.
Colry had the red and black kit on now. It's a nice kit, so it is. But I suppose. Everything going well so far anyway.
Who's out in front in the Premier Division?
So Colry and St John's have both won 2 games. So there's someone else has won 2 games down there as well. Don't have the league table to hand here now. Hold on one sec, I'll have it for you. But I suppose just in the Super League, us and Carby both have 2 wins. Manor had a defeat. MCR won their game against Ahana 3-2 there. Our Harps made a great start to the season. They've had a win and a draw. And Clifney had a big win over Ballastadair on Sunday as well.
Clifney code. As I say in Clifney, lads, spit it out.
What was it again?
You know rightly what it is.
You don't fuck with the ropers.
That's it. You don't fuck with the ropers. That's what we were told in Clifney one night.
Several nights. And Mullaghmore we were told a few nights as well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I do have league.
And we didn't, anyways, just...
I don't know who they are.
We were asked about several different, Brian, Stephen. We're like, yes, well then you know.
Cheers. We were playing puck out in Mullaghmore and around the Clifney area. Not playing puck, we were just a Paul Roper. No. Do you know Ryan Roper? No. Do you know just a John Roper?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then you know you don't fuck with the Ropers.
Okay, all right, pal.
Was that one of the bouncers?
No, I don't know what it was off his shite.
There was a man who went into a queue for the nightclub with not a stitch on him, with a wallet in between his cheeks and his ID.
Corky's capers.
Corky's on the key.
The ID whipped out of the edge.
Common theme of tonight actually is the...
What wasn't your man? No, I did always get mixed up. Your man, there was the bald fella from the brewery, the bouncer.
Francie, no.
Alan, no.
No.
I know the guy you're on about.
Yeah. He played in goals for some Astro team.
Yeah.
Do you remember he was like, he'd be standing at the brewery door and then he'd just start doing chin-ups on the door?
He told us to get out one night.
What?
It was PJ. It was him who left. One Tuesday.
Mert, soccer.
Soccer, yeah. I forgot we were doing this as well. So Super
How's that league table looking?
Yeah, Cartron and Carriby both with 6. Clifney, Arrow Harps and Strand with 4. So that's the top 5 in the Super League. And in the Premier League, St John's and, as I said, St John's and Dromahair are the 2 teams with maximum points.
One of my tips
Yeah,
earlier.
I forgot Colliery and Ballygawley drew the week before. So Colliery are in third on 4 points, Ballygawley on 4 points.
Makes teams.
And then Carrick on 3 points. That makes up the top 5 there.
Ballygawley's actually the last junior soccer team I played for.
Really?
Yeah.
Good to see them going well out there.
It means a lot to me.
Are you going to have you were amazing on the predictions of the first week.
9 out of 12.
9 out of 12
That's ridiculous stuff.
Yeah. No, and you got a bit of grief for one of prediction, but
Well, don't know who that was from, but that was top tipping, wasn't it?
Top tipping.
Just shows I know my stuff, so don't be bitching to the podcast if you're not tipped here.
Right, I'll go through Super League first. So
Right.
Friday night, first game, 7 p.m. Out here beside us, Ballysadair against Ballymote.
Oh, in the bowl. I can see Ballymote coming to town with an air of confidence after putting up a good show against Strand last week and taking a 2-1 win back up the road to Brother Walford Park.
Interesting.
2-1 Ballymote.
2-1 Ballymote. Then on Sunday morning, Ahna at home to Manor.
Yeah, thinking of this game a good bit during the week. Ahna never start too well, really, but they gradually
They had a good win last
dig
week.
in.
They had a good win the first day. They lost 3-2 to MCO last week.
Where that, yeah. But Manor will look to bounce back from their defeat by Carberry, but it'll be tight. 1-0 Manor.
1-0 Manor, interesting, yeah. Then Tubber at home to Strand.
Afraid it's going to be a bad day for the Tubber lads. The Strand boys have been eating their avocados all week and are going to travel up there and win 2-0.
Okay, then with Arrow Harps at home to Merville.
Quite simply, 3-1 Arrow Harps.
And then final 11 o'clock game is Carby and Clifney.
It's just talked about the Clifney Code Ropers. It depends who's playing for them, really. It's down in Clifney, yeah?
No, it's Carby at home.
Okay.
Actually, I think that might be at 2 o'clock. There was a change to the fixtures there.
Carberry to put on a show 4-0.
And then at 2 o'clock, Cartron United versus MCR.
Good game that'll be. Very tight. High scoring. 2-2.
2-2. Interesting. We'll move on to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So on Friday night in McSharry Park, Ben Bulbin against Glenview.
Yeah. 2 of the big boys there. The boys from the hill. First the boys from the big hill, I suppose you call it, Ben Bulbin. Glenview just need to bounce back from last week, and they will. 2-1 to Glenview.
2-1, right. Then at 11 o'clock Sunday, you have Claglass Innishrone versus your last club, Ballygawley.
It's hard to look by Class at home up there, but it's going to be tight. 2-1.
2-1. Then Colliery Bows at home to Gertrude.
Easy for the Bulls. 3-0.
3-0. And then St John's at home to the new kids on the block, Valley Rovers.
Valley Rovers, I think need to shout out. I think they did a bad injury there.
They did, yeah.
Unfortunately, but they're really they're not a bad team. Clearly,
They put it up to
results.
Killarney, yeah. They lost them last 3-2.
The Astro might play into John's hands. It was going to be high scoring again. 4-2 Johns.
4-2. And then 2 o'clock, we have Carrick Town with their Italian manager at home to the 100% Dromahair FC. Leitrim match. That's the Leitrim Derby.
The All Leitrim Derby, yeah. Tickets sold out in the Bush Hotel there quick last week. Dromahair going well. They'll travel up the road full of confidence. And they're going to come away with a 3-2 win.
3-2 win. And then the final game is the big one. Shaftesbury United at home to Killarney up in Bunnanan.
Look, that's not an easy place to go. You take that left on the road there after Ballinacaro and you know what you're heading into. The Killarney boys will know that, although they'd probably go a different way than we would. Through Bunnanan.
The road less travelled.
But yeah, there's the Chappool lads. They're well drilled. Chappool 1, Killarney 0.
Okay, and that wraps up the junior soccer bit.
Okay, Ross, you might either just step out, so you might do the Rovers bit. Wait for Ronan.
Yeah, no worries. Ronan in a draw.
Edo's still sitting here laughing. Yeah, look, the lads said it. Well, like they finally stopped losing anyway. So yeah, it was a 0-0. They played well the first half. Were brutal the second half. But look, it's a point. There's an absolute huge week coming up now. They play Pats on Friday, Dundalk on Tuesday, and Shams next Saturday night, all in the showgrounds.
What's the crack with the new fellas? How are they settling in? What are they looking like?
Yeah, Andre played all right. Yeah. He actually he was very good in the first half, right? But look, as a team, they're actually decent. In the first, I thought we were going to go on again at halftime. Thought we'd go on and win, but second half was a bit disappointing. But as I said, them 3 games now, that's basically it. It's going to define the season. There's 2,100 people allowed back. So you'd expect there could be a raucous atmosphere there with people who haven't seen them, because only season ticket holders have been in since COVID, it was, since last March.
It'll be class, actually.
Yeah,
it's on TV. On TV
it's
as well.
on TV on Friday. Yeah, on TV on Friday. So yeah, it's going to basically define what happens for the rest of the season. Like, it sounds stupid, but I think the relegation playoffs are only 9 points behind them now at this stage, which is mad. Do you know? So like, I think it'll define. Like, look, you'd want to probably pick up 5 points out of 9. I think they should be looking to beat Pats, and I think the way Dundalk are, they should be looking to beat them. And then Shams aren't great either. You could win all 3, you could lose all 3. You know, so but it will define the rest of the season from here on in.
Johnny Kenny linked to Celtic.
Yeah. I think Wardy was doing a bit of scouting actually, because Wardy was over in Glasgow there. He got chatting to Willie McStay, who's in charge of youth development over there. But I know he reckoned. I'm not sure if everybody's privy to this information, but anyway, I would say it now.
We'll be on the 42.ie now. Ronan, you'll be quoted.
Celtic have been looking at him for a while, as far as I know. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with young Johnny over the next couple of months. Obviously, he'll be here now to the end of the season anyway. So yeah, be interesting to see what happens.
Okay, good stuff. Well, best luck to them in the next couple of matches.
Yeah, that's it now.
There we go. That's the Bit of Ross podcast there for the Rovers.
and Edo's still sitting here as well.
You bastard.
We'll be. How does he do this? We'll be back with the rugby.
Back with the rugby, yeah.
He's made 5, 6, 7 yards. The great bullock of a man, this fellow.
Diego Dominguez. Just a wee shout out there for Edo. Usually gives a shout out to
an
random international player.
Obscure player.
Ross, big win at the weekend, 1917 over the Ballina Bandits.
Yeah, it was a derby match in every sense of the way. It was definitely nervous going into it now. Ballina have had a couple of good results. They've won their first 2 games. They had a bad season last year now. They were missing a lot of players, and like clubs like us in the Northwest, when you start missing lads from your first 15, you start to struggle a bit. And this year now, it's good to see them back, you know, close to full strength, and they're going to be a tough team for anyone to travel to in the AIL. So
are they in your division or one?
They're in our division, yeah. Like they actually they got promoted from junior rugby. Like they pretty much dominated. They had their first season in 2C and just won straight away. Got promoted their first attempt in 2C up into 2B. Then now they had a tough year then in 2B, and then COVID hit, so there was no relegation. So they stayed up, and now they'll be more than capable of it. But like some achievement getting up in the first year in 2C took us 10 years. You know, it took us a long time to get up. So they'll be good now, and they were very good at the weekend. To be honest, the better team lost. They stopped us from playing. They stopped our back line. We just didn't get going at all now. Like our backs, just looking in fairness, they've been absolutely electric. They've been scoring some sensational tries, but we just didn't get going. But like, you know, in a kind of a championship campaign, like you're going to have one bad performance, you know. So thankfully we got it now instead of next week against Corinthians. It's a bit of a kick up the arse. Like a lot of stuff is fixable. So look, it was a tight game. We made a lot of unforced errors, but that was testament to them putting us under pressure. But thankfully now we got a bit of possession towards the end of the game. We kept in it now. They scored. It was 3 tries to 1, so they outscored us. We got 1 try in the first half, and then just kind of looked threatening, like huffed and puffed, but just didn't get that second try. But we kept in the game. Ewan Brown with his boot now. He was reliable. Kicked a few tough kicks. Now I know we missed 2 towards the end of the game, but they were like from nearly the halfway line. You know, and one was just a little bit inside the halfway line. They were 2 ambitious kicks. And that was with we missed 2 kicks in the last 5 minutes, really. You know, so it was the pressure was on, and then we just camped with a little bit of territory the last play, and then we got a penalty right in front of the sticks, and it was never going to miss that kick.
Yeah.
So it was it's a good win for us in the context of the senior league now. That's us unbeaten. We're the only unbeaten team in it. Okay.
So you haven't won it though officially?
No, we haven't won it by any means or stretches. So we have the weekend off now, so we can enjoy the All Ireland final. But unfortunately, Ballina are playing Galwegians in Ballina. So Ballina
this weekend,
this Saturday, yeah. They asked Galwegians because they changed the game to the Sunday, and Galwegians goes, no, but I'll tell you what, you can come and play us in Galway Friday night. Ballina had the home advantage. So like, nah, you're sound, mate. Cheers.
What is it? 2 Saturday?
2 Saturday, yeah. So look, they'll have a finish. The pints in the clubhouse afterwards now. So I might even be going to the Ballina clubhouse myself for the few pints. So
if you were Galwegians, you might have been tempted to play them on Sunday, no? If they surely if Mayo win the All Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't. Yeah, exactly. But you'd imagine now there wouldn't be too many going buck wild for it. But Weegians have been atrocious this year now. I can say it safely now. No one's going to be too thick with me, but but this okay. Just explain more. So Ballina are playing Weegians this weekend. Okay, if Ballina, odds on, we'll get a bonus point win there. Okay, so if we lose to Corinthians, Ballina can still win it. Okay, Corinthians are playing Buccaneers this weekend. Right, Buccaneers haven't won a game yet. But
did you bonus point the other two?
Yeah, we bonus point the other two. Didn't get one this weekend. So if Corinthians lose to Buccaneers, they could still beat us in the last game of the season, and Ballina could still win it. So it's not over by any stretch of the way. So unless Ballina and Corinthians both lose this weekend, not going to happen. Okay, I can see one of them. I can see Weegians or Buccaneers putting up a performance. The fact they've been so bad, they're due one good game. So I would say now we just look. We'll know after this weekend what we have to do. But regardless,
it's still in your own hands.
It's in our own hands. Go win it, and it's ours. So. It'll be a big match now, Saturday week in Galway. So we're kind of a couple of lads in the squad called up into the Connacht Sub Academy. So we'll be missing them. But congratulations to Matthew O'Hara and Owen Ryan. Owen just started for Connacht and all the under-19 interpros there, played in the second row. So we were hoping he was going to come onto the squad now, but he's getting called in. So the Sub Academy is essentially in with the professional team training. And at the moment, until they get more clarity from the IRFU, they're going into the professional team bubble, so they can't come out and play club rugby then until they deem it, safe enough to do it. But we just got an email saying around that when the squad's fully vaccinated, it should make things easier to get these fellas in. So we'll see what happens there. So congratulations to the two boys and Hubert Gilvary's in that sub academy as well. And Donnacha Byrne actually was given full academy, so he's in the full academy. So we have a couple of lads in there. So we're looking forward to it now. Hopefully we'll have Josh here, our head coach. He's just
still en route, is he?
Still en route now. Just getting to the stage now of booking the flights. Just going through the process there, with the work permit. It's not something that's done overnight. So. And
there's a man now that's home from London, from Collery way, that Josh might like to have a look at, would it?
Yeah, there's a BH here now. Is a former. Stephen Bryan.
When's the last time you played a rugby game, Brian?
Oh Jesus. Australia, I'd say, was it?
Yeah. Did you play in Australia?
Or was it, I played one or two games for some second team or fourth, fifth team even, I'd say.
Yeah, New Zealand now, myself and Hynes played for Littleton, so we had a great season there.
But you
Hynes played rugby flat out, yeah.
Yeah. Did you play with
he was on the team that team that bet Montevideo got promoted. That famous team of ours, yeah.
Yeah, he was there that day too, yeah.
You were involved that year, Hynes, you know.
I was, yeah.
You were getting a good few minutes that year. You were playing a good few games, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Full back?
Wing. More wing now. Dad full back, I suppose, but yeah, no, I think my days could be done now.
There's what are the third teams?
The Seagulls.
The Seagulls. You want to play with Seagulls?
You might have a game for the Seagulls, Hynes, if you get yourself going again. Yeah, I'm hoping to play for them at some stage now. They're actually supposed to play Portumna this Sunday, but would you believe it? Portumna cancelled on us. They didn't have enough players, so I think they just didn't want to come up here thinking that the pitches mightn't be ready. So
it may not look. It's raining outside now, so they got caught before.
Yeah, they didn't want to get burnt again.
Have we anything else on the rugby scene, Ross?
Anything else in the rugby scene? No, that's about it really. I think schools rugby is up in the air. I just seen a text today saying that there's going to be nothing happening for the next month until the schools settle down.
Same in all school sports now.
Yeah.
I think they need to get kids back.
No, I know. Yeah, I know that obviously the club sport is back, because our underage teams are back playing matches. A lot of our teams are up playing challenge matches in Ballina there at the weekend actually. But I think the schools are just erring on the side of caution for another couple of weeks.
If they want to stick them in a classroom, they should be playing sports at schools.
Well, that's isn't it, Chad?
School sports saved us in school, Hynesy.
Here.
A day off every week was, and if you play, now there's 3 sports you can play in somewhere else now. Yeah. You can play soccer, Gaelic, and rugby.
Yeah, so I think
3 days off a week.
Good for education.
Well, that's it, lads. I think that's the old rugby report. So looking forward to the Corinthians game. It'll be a tough one.
Yeah, we'll probably talk. We might get a podcast in before.
Might get one in before that now. Yeah. But so the crack is actually it's the Connacht Senior League. If we win that, we win the Senior League. But then we also go into the All-Ireland semi-final.
Oh.
So we go straight into the All-Ireland Bateman semi-final if we win this. Sorry, I lie, okay? We win the league, bit of silverware, but we go into the Connacht Cup final. And if we win the Connacht Cup, the other teams that finish second and third, etc., have to go through a semi-final to get into the final.
Oh, okay.
So we just get placed in the final.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you could be rocking up at one of the big ones down here, one of the big club sites.
Yeah, well, hopefully now. So we did. It was a nice day for the club the last couple of times when we played Corkon and Lansdowne. So it'd be nice to do it. But look, a lot of rugby to be played now, and that Corinthians match is going to be the toughest match we've had all year. So looking forward to it. Bring it on.
Bring it on. Right, we'll be back with a bit of a roundup.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's us. Very enjoyable show, lads. Especially the rugby report. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I thought I stepped in Jubilee. Is
Yeah.
that a word?
Thanks for
We
Brian.
haven't done the rugby report yet.
Thanks for Brian for stepping in. Great to have you back, Brian. Ian.
Cheers now, great to be here.
Yeah.
Tip for the championship, Brian.
The club championship? Oh, Clara all the way.
I was going to try and abuse you about something there, Hynes, but I can't think of anything right off the thing because I have to go. But very enjoyable. Up Tyrone, up Mayo,
yeah, I suppose
up everyone.
We might just say it's going to be 10 to 14 days. We're
Yes.
busy men at the minute.
Yeah, it's the busy time of the year on the
It
club
is.
scene for everything. So it'll be every 10 to 14 days. So hold your wished if you're texting us
Yeah,
looking for a podcast.
We'll always put out a tweet looking for questions anyway before we go on.
Although we didn't put anything into that WhatsApp group. with
Actually,
60
the fantasy
people.
football, we've
Yeah, I
neglected.
know.
That's because it's been off international break.
International break. That'll bounce back on Saturday. I wonder if anyone stick Ronaldo in.
I think I was thinking about using wild
He
card.
transferred to United there a few weeks ago in case.
We said in the podcast it wasn't going to happen.
Did
Categorically, yeah. What a crazy 24 hours that was. That was since we've been on last. The day after.
What a crowd of crazy cats. Okay, we'll see you later.
Good luck.
That's it.
Going back to where the beach is near, the beer is dear, there's plenty of women out the crack. Walking
Here we are in the final second. The whistle is gone, and Sligo Rovers are the champions.
By the riverside, you can watch the tide as it flows.
No, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Very tight and drive it clean out over the fence. Out in the field, the corner.
In the bookie shop, I done.